Hi there, everyone. It's Pat here, one of the application engineers with Fronius. We're about to begin in a couple of minutes. We'll just hold on, just some people are still coming in. Hope everyone's having a lovely afternoon. It's had a great day so far. I hope you're all keeping safe and well amidst all the chaos that's going on out there with the pandemic. All right, might get started then. So just want to say thank you to everyone for making the time to be here this afternoon to attend this webinar. Really appreciate you taking the time. So for those of you that have just come in, so my name's Pat. I'm one of the application engineers with Fronius, and yeah, one of my part of my role is to do training sessions like these for you guys. I look after the New South Wales and ACT regions in particular. I also have my colleague Vivek with me here today, who's also going to be presenting some material. He's come into the application engineering team from tech support, so some of you would have talked to him in the past, on the phone line here and there, perhaps. And yeah, so today, as you know, this presentation is going to be about the service process at Fronius and the warranty process, how you go about doing warranty claims, etc. And we're also going to run you through the SOS tool as well. So Vivek will take you through that later on. So yeah, I'll jump into it. Just use this. It's not loading. Okay, so looking at the service process, right? So for you guys, in order to do any service order or make a warranty claim, the first thing you need to do is to create an account with us. So what you can do is you can send an email to pv-sales-australia@fronius.com, and we can set up an account for you. Now, in order for us to set up an account, we will need to have this form filled in. So it's a declaration of consent. Sometimes you might even receive that from tech support, say on the phone line to them, and it gets to the point where, okay, you need to process this. We need to start processing a service order. They might realize, oh, okay, you don't have an account with us, and they'll send you out this document that needs to be filled out. It only needs to be filled out once, but we need to do that, and we need that in order to set up your account, okay? We'll also send you these documents as well in that first instance, which is a step-by-step warranty process. So the stuff that we're going through today, we cover some of the stuff that's in that document, but there's also some additional info in there. And same goes with the guidelines for handling service calls. That we'll be covering a bit of that stuff today. But again, that's just a very detailed couple of documents where you can get all the information that you need, right? There'll also be another document that gives you a pricing overview of different components, etc. All right, so these are the documents that you will receive when you first set up an account with us, okay? So looking at how the service process works, so the first step when you encounter an issue is to troubleshoot. Right, so you can do that via SOS, which Vivek will run you through in a little bit, or via the tech support hotline. Okay, so if the fault can't be rectified, right, after troubleshooting, what will happen is you raise a case. So you can do that via SOS, or we can do it on our end if you're on the phone to us, and then we'll generate a service order and organize a replacement item. Right, so that again, as I said, that can be done via SOS or via the tech support hotline. Right, so then we process the request and we organize the delivery of the replacement item. Right, just note that the delivery address needs to be staffed during business hours and needs to be capable to receive the goods. So for example, a forklift might need to be available if the replacement item is delivered on a pallet. Right, So then the replacement item is then received by the installer and the faulty item is replaced. Just note, to ensure the warranty cover is transferred correctly, that replacement inverter must be used to replace the item it was supplied for. You can't use it elsewhere, okay? Then the installer, you guys will send us back that faulty inverter or faulty item. And then once the item is received by Fronius, we'll inspect it to verify the fault and confirm if the warranty cover is applicable. And then after we do that inspection, you'll be reimbursed or charged depending on our findings. So we can't confirm the item will be covered under warranty or not covered under warranty until that inspection is done, right? What we can do is provide, say, a maximum cost, that'd be the most conservative estimate. We can use this, give this to you, and you can use that info to evaluate how to proceed, right? You can also opt for us to send back the unit for us without us sending you something, and we can give you a quote for what that repair will be, right? So then you can, if it's covered under warranty, then it's all good. But if it's not covered under warranty, then you have a choice. You can accept the repair cost and have that unit returned for installation. Again, it must be on that original site, and we'll waive the inspection fee, right, if that quote is accepted. Or you don't accept the quote, and in this case, we wouldn't waive that inspection fee, right? The inspection fee and the freight charges will be invoiced. Okay, so looking at kind of like a real life example, real life scenario, so let's kind of go through that. So the first step you need to do is troubleshoot, as I said. So when you start to troubleshoot, one of the first things you can do if the system's on SolarWeb, and we always recommend that installers put their systems on SolarWeb because you can get all this additional information, right? So what you can do is, I'll just turn on my laser pointer, but at the dashboard of SolarWeb, you can go to service messages, right? So you click on service messages, and then you can put in your date range there for what you're looking at, and then you'll get a description of all the state codes for that inverter, right? So you can start to see, if anything's amiss there. So that's a good first step to do. Another thing you can do is, all right, you've looked at the service messages, you still want to get some more detailed information. You can go up to analysis here, right? And then once you're in analysis, you click on history, right? You select your, say your device there, so you select the inverter, it's a SIMO hybrid in this case. And then you choose the parameters that you want to look at. Right, so in this case, it's the current and voltage on the first phase, right? And you can, then you press OK, and it'll give you, it'll show you like a graph like this, for example, right? So you can get this information in 5-minute increments, right? Going back all the way to when the system was commissioned. So you can have a detailed look at various different parameters to help you troubleshoot there, right? Now, say you've done your troubleshooting and you still weren't able to work out a solution there, and you need to organize a service order. This is some really important information for us that you can provide. Now, the first one there is case number, right? Now, you'd only have this if you've already raised a case with us. So either by talking to our team before about, this problem on this site, before, say you were trying to do something with it and then you've come back for whatever reason, so there'll be a case number there. And if you give us that, then we can look up all the notes with that particular case and see what's being discussed, etc. So that's a good one to pass on to us. Then the fault type, is it a permanent fault type or is it intermittent, for example, right? Then any of those state codes that you've seen on the inverter or under the service messages there in SolarWeb that I was showing you before. the serial number of the inverter, so you can get that information from SolarWeb. You can also get it just by looking on the side of the inverter. There's a nameplate, and it'll give you the serial number, right? And then any pictures or video that you think might be helpful. So say there's some burnt marks, or it looks like some water ingress, or anything you think that would be helpful. The more pictures, the better. Sometimes it's good to take a zoomed out one where you can see the whole inverter, and then some close-ups. But the more information we have, the better it is. Okay, so Vivek will tell you in SOS where you can put some of that information. But if you're sending us an email, for example, or even talking to us over the phone, these are things that you can describe to us. All right. So, all right, you've gone through that, you've given us the information, etc., and you need to process a service order. And you'll need to fill out this warranty claim form, which will have various measurements that you need to take on the AC and DC side, mega test, etc. Right? If you're troubleshooting with our team while on site, and they've gotten this information from you already, like while they're on the phone, then it won't be necessary for you to provide this information. Okay. So then you've received your replacement device, and then what do you send back to us, right? So just know when you're making a service order, a warranty claim, you need to mention to us, whether it's on the phone or via SOS, put in that detailed description about what's happening so that we can find out what to include and what not to include. For example, usually this the back plate and the connection area covers and the front covers, they're transport items. So you'd have to replace them with you wouldn't take those. You'd replace those and put it back in the box when you're sending back the faulty item, right? Same with the data manager card, for example. A lot of the times we won't need you to send that back to us. We need you to keep that. So when we send out the replacement inverter, it won't have a data manager card in it. So you have to take it out of the faulty unit and then put it into the unit that we've sent to you, right? So there is this paperwork that will be included with the replacement item. Please read that, because it'll tell you exactly what you need to send back. Right. So as I said, sometimes, in most instances, we don't need that data manager card or the DATCOM cover there, or Reservo board is another one. But the best way to know what to do is to follow those instructions that are there. Right. So follow those to a T, and it tells you exactly what we need back and what we don't need back. Right. And all return items must be packed using that packaging of the replacement item that came to you. Okay, so use that same packaging, and then you'll send it back. So then the next thing I want to take you through, when we create these service orders, there's a couple of invoices and a credit note that'll get issued at different stages of the service process, and I'm going to run through these. Right, so there's a sales order invoice, the credit note, and the service order invoice. So the first one's the sales order invoice. So that you'll be able to recognize it. It will have a 209 or a 210 number up the top there, right? And this is issued after we send out the replacement item and after we receive that faulty item back. Unless we don't want the faulty item back. In this case, it would be issued right after we send out the replacement item. Now, if there is, we can see that there's warranty cover still applicable to this item, right? Like it's still under warranty, then there'll be a $0 value. So you can see in this example, there's a $0 value there, right? So this is a warranty case. Now, if it's not under warranty, so we can see that, yeah, there's no warranty cover there, then the cost of the item is invoiced upon dispatch, and request for payment is stated there in the text. All right. Now, just note, if the faulty or unused replacement item is not returned to us within 60 days, this invoice will be issued with the value of the item and half freight charges. Okay. Then the next one is credit note. So it has a 240 number, which you'll see at the top, right? It starts with a 240 number, and that's issued for the return of faulty items. It's also issued if we send out a replacement item and then that item is returned unused, undamaged, and in its original condition, right? This will have a $0 value. So you can see in this case, it has $0 value, unless the item has been invoiced with a non-return fee previously. So that non-return fee, it's an automatic process if the item is not returned to us after 60 days. Now, with those non-returned items, if down the track, the item is returned to us, so for whatever reason, there was a big delay, maybe, you forgot or whatever it was, and then you return it to us, after the case has been closed as a non-return. So that item value will be credited back in full, but there will be a late return fee, all right? And then that will be charged on the service invoice. So that's the last one, the service invoice. So it starts with a 211 number, 211, right? So you can see at the top there. So that's issued when we close off the service case after inspecting the item. That's when we can confirm it as being either under warranty or not under warranty, right? So if it's under warranty, like in this case, it'll be a $0 value, and the text will state the amount that is approved as a service lump sum payment for your time on site, right? So, and that amount is to be invoiced to us with this invoice number, so this 211, etc., that number as a reference on your invoice. So you can see here, says you are entitled to a service lump sum of $200 excluding GST, for example, right? So then you would send us back an invoice, reference this number at the top, and put $200 on that invoice, for example, right? So if it was a non-warranty case, so then you'd see a value there that would be that would reflect the cost of the inspection, so our inspection fee, and also the repair cost or the item value, depending on the case and the reason for it not being under warranty, right? So you will always receive those first two, that first sales order invoice and the credit note. But in some cases, if the unit is out of warranty, for example, you wouldn't receive this third one, this service invoice, okay? So that's just something to keep in mind. So here's a few things to keep in mind of, just to make sure that the service process runs as smoothly as possible, both for ourselves and for yourselves as well. So one thing is to make sure that you have that serial number correct. When you're telling us the serial number, make sure that it is 100% correct. You know, check all those numbers. Also, don't send us any units or boards without contacting us first, either via SOS or via the hotline. Don't just send something to us. Make sure that we've gone through this process first, okay? Also make sure that you have the right paperwork and details attached when you're giving us, you know, all the description, etc. Make sure that the collection is organized within the right time frame. And also make sure that when you're going to invoice us, say for the service lump sum, for example, that you don't send out this invoice before you receive our 211 service invoice, all right? And then the last one is to make sure that you have all the relevant photos and videos attached there. So anything that would be helpful, you know, for us in determining what's at fault there. Please make sure you include all that information. That's really helpful for us. So the next part of the presentation is the SOS, our SOS tool, which is our solar online support. And my colleague Vivek will be taking you through that. So just...
Thank you, Pat. A lot of information there about our service process.
All right.
Hope you guys can see my screen there.
Yep, all good.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining in today for our solar online support webinar. Hope you guys are doing well. My name is Vivek. I'm an application engineer with Fronius, and today I will be taking you through our solar online support tool, and as we lovingly call it, the Fronius SOS. Now, there are different ways that you can contact us. You can either send us an email, or you can send us or you can give us a phone call, but we wanted to streamline this process further. So for that, we have developed this Fronius SOS platform. The key features of this platform are that it's fast. The turnaround period for cases raised via SOS is less than 24 hours. It's very easy to use. The user interface is very interactive, and it's very informative. So you've got a lot of information easily accessible with just a few clicks. Now, how do you access this platform? The best way to access this platform is doing a quick internet search. So you enter Fronius SOS there, and it will bring up, and you click on the first link there. Then once you click on that link, it will bring up this login screen, and you click on this option, login or create account. Now here you can enter your email address and your password as your credentials. If you do not have an account there, you can click on register now and register yourself on SOS. Please note that you would need a customer number for this, for which you can contact Fronius and you can get a customer number there. Now, once you have entered your email address, so you select your email and you enter your password. And here you log in. After checking your credentials, it will take you to the SOS dashboard, and in a moment you will see how that dashboard looks like. So on this SOS dashboard, you've got different menu options here, and you can also access your profile information using these options here, and your notifications through this bell icon. Now, how a typical troubleshooting process would work for you. Suppose a customer has contacted us and they have said that they're facing an issue with their system, or on SolarWeb you have seen some issues with a customer system. How we recommend starting the troubleshooting is always checking the device data first, checking the serial number of the unit. So here in this section, you enter the serial number of the inverter. You can find this serial number physically on the device on the bottom of the unit, or you can get it from SolarWeb by going to components. Once you have the serial number of the device, you press enter and it will give you the warranty information of the device. So this information here will tell you whether the unit is under Fronius Warranty Plus or it's under Fronius Warranty, or which is cost of material warranty. So Fronius Warranty Plus means that if found under the scope of warranty, Fronius will cover all the financials involved within the case. But if Fronius cost of material warranty means that if found under the scope of warranty, Fronius only covers the cost of the parts. Once you have checked the warranty details and once you have confirmed this information to your customer, you can begin the troubleshooting step. So you go to the troubleshooting option, you enter the serial number of the unit, and it will automatically select what product group the unit belongs to, and here you can enter whatever state code you're seeing on the unit. So this state code would be visible on your inverter's display, or you can also get it from the service messages section on SolarWeb. Once you have entered the details there, press enter, and it will give you step-by-step troubleshooting steps. So 401 entails that it's a power stack communication error. You can begin troubleshooting by following these steps here. So you try solution 1, you try solution number 2, you try solution number 3, you check if the servo board on the unit is properly plugged in, and you move on to solution 4. If that did not work, you have done all the testing there. But if you were not able to identify a site issue and you determine that this device would either require repair or exchange, you click on this option there. Now, once you click here, it will give you these three options. Now, this component level exchange, it's only available to Fronius solution partners or Fronius FSPs. This it's very interesting because this means that the device can be serviced on site without having to ship the unit back to us for either repair or exchange. If not doing a component level exchange, you can either repair the device on site, organize repair of the device with us, or you can organize device exchange. Let's organize, say you want to organize device exchange with us, it will automatically populate the serial number of the device. It will have the state code description there, and you can enter the description of the fault, say communication error, site issue identified, attach warranty claim form. Now, what this warranty claim form is, it's a form that details certain tests that we require to be done on site so that we can determine that, okay, no site issue was identified. This warranty claim form can be attached here along with other videos and photos from the site if you have them. Once you have entered all these details, you have attached your attachments, you can click continue to process the case further. And on this page, it will require you to confirm your delivery address and the pickup address. Please make sure the delivery address entered on this page, someone is on site between 9 to 5 on business days to sign off the delivery. So you enter your email address there. Say john.smith@email.com. If it's a different pickup address, so say if it's the address of your warehouse or if it's the subcontractor's address, maybe you can enter that different pickup address here. If not, you can select it as the same pickup address as the delivery address and you hit continue. On this screen, it will ask you to confirm all the details. So you double check your case details there, you double check the delivery address, you double check the pickup address and the error description. Once you have confirmed everything, you can send that order to us and it will be raised as a case in our system. Now, once a case has been raised in our system, you will also get a notification. You will be assigned a case number, so you can track all your cases using this menu option. So you click on cases and it will show you all the cases that have been opened with us, and also the previous cases that have now been finalized. You can also filter the cases based on the ones that have been raised under your account and the ones that have been raised for your company. And you can use these quick filter options to filter your cases depending upon the date. Now, once you open up a case to access the details, it will tell you what product the case has been raised for and the status of the case. So whether the case is currently open or has it been finalized. Now, say you want further information on the case or there is some additional information that you wish to provide to Fronius Australia, you can use this messages option to send us a message regarding the case. For example, I've used this example here. Has the unit been shipped out? So this message is attached as an email to the case and is sent directly to our support queue. The benefit of this is all the correspondence, all the communication for a case is available to you in one location, so you don't have to go through a lot of emails in your inbox just to get details on a case. You open a case, you click on messages, and all that information is available to you. And as previously stated, the turnaround period for these cases is very less. It's less than 24 hours when we process this. Now, this is the service side of things, but sometimes our customers also contact support to get some product information. So that information is also available on the SOS platform. So you can click on the manuals option here to access PDF documents and such as quick guides, installation manuals. You can also get webinar video links for whatever product you would like to access it for. So you enter the serial number and you can filter whatever information you need depending on the language, and it will give you all the information here. So you can select whether you would like a PDF document information, or you would like, you can filter them depending on the information you need. So you can select a webinar, so it will give you links to our Fronius webinars. Not only this, on some of our snap inverters, there are certain access codes that you need to get into hidden menus that are not visible on the inverter's display. So all those access codes are also visible here that you can click and you can access this information. Now this number, this ID, this is the customer number for your company. Now this is the number with which our system identifies your company. So if you have a new installer joining your firm, or if you have a new installer joining your company and they want to create an account on Fronius SOS, they can use this number so that they are also attached to the same company and all their cases are with the same company name. Now this section is really interesting because say you're a you have your own company, but you also subcontract for another company to do their jobs as well. You can use this option to switch between companies. The benefit of doing this is all the financials of the case are directly handled with that company without your involvement, and it saves you a lot of paperwork in that case. To do this, you would need to contact the company that you're subcontracting for. The company will then send Fronius an email confirming that you are an installer for them and you will be added onto their account. And then you can use this option to switch between the companies. Now, this is the Fronius SOS website view. Along with this, we also have an application available which packs all the amazing features of the SOS platform in a very concise and an accessible form. So the app is available on Play Stores and App Store. So with this app, you can it has all the features of the online website platform, so you can access the device data there, you can confirm the warranty information, and then after confirming that, you can begin your troubleshooting steps. So you enter the serial number, you select what product group it is, and you enter the state code for that. Once you have done that, it will give you various troubleshooting processes, and after following that, if you determine that the inverter will require replacement, you can organize service orders with us. Once a service order has been organized and a case has been raised, you can also talk to us about that case. You can send us messages in regards to that case and we can help you with your queries there. And not only that, you can also get push notifications. So once Fronius gets back in touch with you in regards to your messages, you can use the you can have the push notifications on your device just to be notified that whatever the status of the case is. And you also have access to manuals and videos on the go. So once you're traveling and if you're on site and you need quick access to a device's manuals, you can use the SOS platform. You enter the serial number and all that information is readily available to you very quickly. And you again get the same option of switching between companies. So if you're on depending upon the job that you're currently on site for. So this is the Fronius SOS platform on the website and on the app. Now, thank you everyone. I'll now pass over the presentation to Patrick, who will take you through our Fronius Solution Partners service process. Thank you everyone.
Thank you very much, Vivek, for taking us through that. Quite a nifty tool there, the SOS. So, you know, just to reiterate, if you do, for whatever reason, need to talk to us, you know, you can reach out, and you know, the tech support hotline is there. But as Vivek was explaining, this is like a streamlined process to make things as quick for you guys as possible, especially with, you know, some of those things that you know that you can resolve by yourself, right? So, quite a good tool there. So, as Vivek was saying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the FSP process and how that relates to the FSP service process, so to speak. So I'll just share my screen. Give me a sec. Okay, all right, so that's loaded. So the FSP stands for Fronius Solutions Partner, right? So These are installers that have gone through some training with us, and after they've gone through that training with us, they're able to replace components. So the way that our inverters have been designed now, all of our inverters are designed to be able to be serviced on site. So that includes our snap inverter range, which you can see up there, right? It also includes our Gen 24 range. So with the Gen 24 range, you just have to swap out either it'll be the pilot, the new monitoring card, or the power stage. With the snap inverter range, you also can do board replacements, for example. Even with our soon to be released tower, which is coming later on in the year. So this is our large commercial inverter, but even that has been designed to be able to be serviced on site. So you can replace the power stage, for example, and other components there. And as I was saying, so the Fronius solutions partners, after they undergo training, they're authorized to replace these components. So what this means is they can fix problems on site during their first site visit, which means that they don't need to come back to the site a second time. And it means there's less downtime for the system and less costs there involved, both for the installer and for the customer. All right, so just to show you how that works in terms of the process. So first, again, you'd be troubleshooting, either via SOS or via the tech support hotline. Now, if you're not able to resolve it and there's an issue where you need to replace a component, then you can do that then and there, right? So the inverter is replaced, or the new component is replaced, sorry, and then you're able to put the inverter back on the wall there and have it running. We will still need to get that component back so that we can inspect it. So you'll send back that component. We will then inspect that component to determine if there was an actual fault. And then again, we will send out an invoice to tell you whether it's covered under warranty or not, right? And yeah, there'll be a lump sum there, which for component replacement, it's actually higher, all right, than for returning a whole inverter, so to speak. All right, in terms of the SOS app, right? So if you're using that SOS tool, as Vivek showed you before, when you're doing the exchange bit, then for FSPs, there's also the option to order components. For example, if you're gonna be using whatever it is, so it's a Reservo board, then you can order another one of those to replenish your kit, okay? So yeah, the good thing there is that you have your kit and then you pay for that once, and then we will just replace the components as necessary, right? So that's that's basically the end of the presentation now of the service process and the SOS tool, and also the FSP program and how that fits within the service process. The next thing I wanted to touch on just before we open it up for questions. So I want to say a couple of words about a current promotion that we're running to celebrate Fronius Australia's 10-year anniversary, which is quite a milestone for us and something that we're very, very happy about. And there's a lot of achievements that have come along the way during those 10 years. So this promotion is running between August 1st and the 31st of October of this year. And basically, how do you enter into the competition? You need to install and register a system within that time frame, and then that system has to be added to SolarWeb, and then you can sign up via this link here. All right. So what happens is, if your customers are selected to win a prize, then you also win too. So what are those prizes? So for the customers, first prize, they can win back $1 per watt of installed AC capacity, which is capped at $10,000. The second prize, they win back 50 cents per watt of installed AC capacity, capped at $5,000. And then the third prize, they can win back 25 cents per watt of installed AC capacity, capped at $2,500. Then there are 4th to 10th prizes, so they're vouchers from the following selections. So 2 years additional warranty, 3 years of SolarWeb Premium, which is our premium version of our monitoring software. And then there's also some apparel there. So t-shirt, jacket, headscarf, and beanie, some Fronius apparel. For the installers, so you can win back, so for the first to third prize, you can win back the inverter that was installed at the premises of the customer. So if the customer wins and gets that cash back, then you'll win back that inverter, a new inverter, an equivalent inverter of what was installed at that site. And then for 4th to 10th, there's also some 4th to 10th prize, there's also some vouchers there. All right, so definitely recommend that you enter this competition, and hopefully you're one of the lucky winners. Okay, so I'll open it up to questions now. So we'll go through some stuff. If you don't, if you think of any other questions that you'd like to ask us about the service process, you can email pv-service-australia@fronius.com, and we'll get back to you with some answers. So all right, we'll jump into questions now. We'll just get them up. Where can the warranty claim, the warranty form for attachment? I'm guessing you're talking about the warranty claim form, Alex. So where can that be found? We can send that out to you. So if you get in touch with us, we can either to our support team or our service teams, we can send you out that warranty claim form. So if you email pv-support-australia@fronius.com or pv-service-australia@fronius.com, then we can send that out to you. There's one about the FSP status. So a person was saying they had the FSP status, but they no longer operate the business that it was associated with, and now they're working for a different company. So that FSP status is with that previous company, so it doesn't transfer across. We'd have to get you to get recertified there at the next company. So Robert was asking about that. If you want to send that request to pv-solutions-australia@fronius.com, we can get you set up there. Okay, someone was asking me if I can go through how to select channels to troubleshoot. So I'll just go back in my slides. Okay, so if you're in SolarWeb and you go up to analysis here at the top, right? Sorry, my mouse seems to be lagging. Yeah, so if you click on analysis here at the top, and then if you click on that, and then you'll see a tab up the top that says history, right? So if you click on history, then you select, say your inverter there, for example, and then you can select the parameters that you want, right? So yeah, you can choose different parameters, and there's more as well. This is just an example, but yeah, you can select current or voltage there, for example. Okay. The warranty form, is it a generic form? Is it case by case? Yeah, it's like it's a template. Yes, it's a generic form there. As I was saying, sometimes you won't need to send that out to us because we've already got those values from you while talking to you. When do we need to do training for renewal of our FSP status? So Sarab, if you send us an email at pv-solutions-australia@fronius.com, we can look into organising training. So we have them at our FSP coordinator. We'll set certain dates for those. Usually we do them in person at our office in Tullamarine. With COVID, it's made it a bit difficult, so we're doing some virtual sessions. But our Sam, our FSP coordinator, can get in touch and let you know when the next dates are, etc. So Robert, the email address, so actually just email everything, any requests, etc. there to pv-solutions-australia@fronius.com. So that's pv-solutions- Fronius.com. Can SOS support data manager issues? Yes, Dylan, it can. So Robert, the first one, those email addresses you're asking about. So the first one I've said, the pv-solutions-australia@fronius.com. If you need to email tech support about something, that would be pv-support-australia@fronius.com. Johan, hey Johan, hope you're doing well. You're asking about the warranty. So we are still sticking with the 5+5 year warranty on our inverters. So Dave had asked about the service invoice. So yeah, that would be the final document that comes out, and that will tell you, as you said, yes, that will tell you the amount that you can invoice to us, and you'd reference that number, that 211, and whatever the numbers are after it. That's that invoice. Yeah. So Rupesh, you're asking about the values on the warranty claim form, and if you need to fill them all out. Yes, you do need to fill them all out, unless, as I said, if you're on the phone to us and we've gotten that information from you already, then you would not have to fill that out. Dylan, you'd said we need to enter serial and then an estate code. For data manager issues, there are no fault codes, so we can't proceed from there. Am I doing it right? So yeah, if there is an error code, that's you put it in, and that would give you the steps to resolve it. Right. So in a lot of cases, there will be a state code there that's showing on the inverter or within the service messages on SolarWeb, and you can put that in and start troubleshooting. Does the troubleshooting form include all? I'm guessing you're talking about the warranty claim form, Evo. So does that include all the required testing? So that's like the standard test that will get you to do. If, for example, we need you to do anything else, we might let you know. Say if you're on the phone to us, for example, but that's in general a lot of the standard tests that we get you to do there. Can we add the installer to the SOS account on our own, or do we need to notify Fronius and they will do it? Vivek, did you want to answer this one for us?
Yeah. Hey Pat. Yeah, if you the installer would need to, the company that they need to add the installer under, either you can provide them with your customer number so that when they are signing up on SOS, they can use the same customer number. If not, then you will have, if it's a different subcontractor, and then you want to add them under the your company's account, then you would need to contact Fronius Australia. You can send us an email on pv-sales-australia or pv-service-australia, and we can get in touch with you to add the your installer under your company's account.
If an inverter fails in startup, do we get a new one from the supplier? Do we still need to repair it? So during that troubleshooting process, we will determine what needs to happen there. So if we confirm that it's actually failed on startup, then we'll tell you the steps and how to replace it. We'll make sure that we send out a new replacement for you. Okay, doesn't look like there's any more questions coming through. But as I said, if you do have any questions that come to your mind and you want to ask us, you can email that to pv-solutions, so that's with an S on the end, solutions-australia@fronius.com. So yeah, thanks again, guys, for making it here this afternoon. Really appreciate it. Hope that helped in explaining the service process there and how the SOS tool works. And yeah, hopefully you find it really helpful with any service orders in the future, etc. So we'll leave it there, and yeah, stay safe, stay well. And yeah, hopefully we're out of these lockdowns soon, but a lot of things out of our control there, but yeah, hope you all stay safe and well, and see you next time. All right, see you guys.